Alright, it's your boy Cam's Corner. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and do not treat me like a side chick. Today we're going to be going over the 5 things that I love about this bike. Now the first thing I love about this bike is the manageable speed. This thing revs to 16,000 RPM, so it's high revving and it has manageable speed. So the thing with this bike is it's not the fastest bike in the world, don't get me wrong, but it's no slow thing either. I beat a WRX, I raced a WRX in Mexico and I beat it. No problem, no issues. Obviously we did not do that in Canada. So another thing that you would like about this bike too, since it revs to 16,000 RPM, you get to actually use the bike to its full potential. In a 1000cc bike, if you have an R1 for example, the problem with the R1 is that you're going to be in first gear and you'll be at almost 200 kilometers per hour. That kind of kills the fun of riding, especially if you plan on going to the track. You don't want to be on the track and be in your first 2 gears the whole time. That's just going to be a headache, it's going to be annoying, and there's no point in doing that. It's no fun. This thing, on the other hand, you get to actually learn how to ride a bike. You get to learn how to be in the right gear, because with an R1 or a Suzuki 1000, for example, you could just be in first gear the whole time. You don't have to actually learn how to ride. With this slower bike, you get to actually learn how to ride properly. That's why a lot of guys, they end up in getting serious accidents because they start on the 300 and they think, oh, I rid a 300 for 2 months, it's too slow, let me get a 1000. A 1000 is a completely different animal, and if you're a beginner rider like me, something like this is the best of both worlds. This is fast enough where you're going to be faster than a Ninja 400. I smoked a Ninja 650, no problem. Only 650 that you'll have a problem with is probably the CBR 1000. I mean the CBR 650R, because that has 90 something horsepower. And by the way, I barely lost that bike, and this bike is not tuned. Stock, this has 56 horsepower because it's detuned. Only Europe has the full version. So when you tune this bike, you're getting 85 horsepower, my tuner said. So 85 horsepower, you're pretty much killing anything that's not a 600 at that point. So that's the first reason why I love this bike. The second reason why I love this bike is because of the corner. Now, I have not tracked this bike, don't get me wrong. I have not taken on the track, but I've ridden on some very twisty roads with some sharp bends, and I'm getting my knee close to the ground, and this thing feels like I'm one with the bike. It feels like it's a part of my legs. Like, it feels like I'm one with this bike. Now, that is such a fun thing because you could actually ride on twisty mountains. A lot of guys that I was riding with that had faster bikes than me, I'm literally on their heels the whole time in the corners because they can't corner as fast on a 1000. Well, they can, but obviously they don't know how to because the average person can't, right? So the cornering is extremely fun, and for those that live in Ontario, I'm not saying I did this, but in a hypothetical world, on the Don Valley Parkway, when it's that long curve, I hit that at like 200 kilometers an hour, knee almost to the ground. My friends are following me and I'm gunning it, and it's no problem. So this bike is very capable in the cornering. It feels very planted. You could put a bigger tire in the rear if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it because you'd mess up the handling of the bike. So it's probably best to keep it how it is. But the way that this thing feels and the cornering, it gives you so much confidence. It makes you feel like you're a way better rider than you actually are, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But as long as you're responsible, this thing will take care of you. So that's the second reason why I just love this bike. The third reason why I love this bike is because of the accessories that this thing has. I'm going to post another video, I don't know if it's already up, of the modifications I did to this. Everything that you see on this bike was done for under $200. Exhaust, everything under $200. That's something that you can't get in most other bikes. For example, this bike, I could put a slip on and it's going to sound like a screaming 1000cc. Versus if you were to get a Ninja 650 or a Yamaha R7, you need to get a full system because of the way that they have their exhaust system set up. And that's something that you guys should also take into account when buying a bike. You want to make sure they can put a slip on. Damn, that's a nice bike right there. But you want to make sure that you could put a slip on because you want your bike to sound like that. So always make sure that you get a bike that can go with a slip on. You don't want to get a bike that you have to put a full system, because a full system, even if you were to get it from AliExpress, it's going to be $300-400. Versus a slip-on, you get this for $40. You put it on quick, takes like 5 minutes. And I have a video, you can go through my channel, there's a video of me installing this AliExpress slip-on, and a lot of people love it and they love the sound. I go to meets with like people with very expensive systems and my bike sounds better. So I would just definitely consider that if you're looking at this bike, and that's one of the reasons why I love this bike. The fourth reason why I love this bike is because of the insurance. I live in the GTA, Ontario, Canada, and insurance is expensive as hell. I'm telling you, a lot of guys I know with Ninja 300s are paying $600, $500 a month. This is the only super sport that you can insure for less than like $500 a month. It is, yes, it is classified as a super sport. You get actual clip-ons. It's not handlebars that are up here. You're not riding like a Harley Davidson like that. So you get an actual super sport. And this is the only one that you could insure for $300 a month. I pay $298 a month, and that's me with a ticket on my record, right? So $298 a month is not terrible. And if you were looking at an ZX4R, which is the step up from this, which is what my friend has, and you're a newer rider, you're looking at paying anywhere between $400 to $700 a month, which is very expensive, especially for people like me, and I assume you as well that have a car as well. You got to pay car insurance too, so you don't want to be paying $700 a month for insurance. So this is the closest thing you can get, and once you tune it, it's gonna feel not gonna be a 600, but it's gonna feel close to it, damn near close to it, because of the way it revs. So that's the fourth reason why I love this bike. The final reason why I love this bike, final reason why, is because of the way that this thing sounds. Even with the regular exhaust on it, it sounds like a bigger bike than it is. You can hear me coming from down the street because of this inline 4-cylinder engine. You can hear me coming from a mile away. People think that this is a 1,000cc bike. People think this is a $20,000 bike. They think it's expensive. It draws attention. It's loud. Kids want to rev it. I let a kid rev it before.
Put a smile on his face.
That's how to burn out. Good job though. Fortunately, I didn't have my GoPro on, but yeah, it sounds like a bigger bike than it is. And when you're getting your first bike, you want to get something that you're going to be happy and that's going to put a smile on your face every time you get into it. And this accomplishes that. I was looking at the Ninja 400, but you're not going to get the same sound and character that this bike brings. And that's the final reason why I love this bike. Now, if you are interested in this bike, let me know below, and I'll answer any questions you have. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please do not treat me like a side chick. A subscription does not hurt, okay? I'm Cam's Corner, and I'm out.